Conservatives are naturally happy. We seek happiness, we pursue it. It's part of who we are. So what can you do? Live your life. I swear, folks, you do not know, in just the everyday life that you live in your neighborhoods, your homes, or the favorite word of this administration, your communities. Remember, the root word there is commune. Be happy. Live your life according to your values, your principles, knowing that you're going to fail. I mean, no human being is perfect. You're going to make mistakes, but live your life. You'll be stunned at how many people you impress. Don't be afraid to tell children that they're wrong. They don't know what you do. They simply haven't lived long enough. It's not their fault, but they're being fed a bunch of garbage in school, and don't be afraid to tell them that they're wrong. Don't go the Oprah route, say, got to be friends with my parents, or with my kids first and foremost. Understand they're going to hate you for a while, and they're going to rebel against you, and then someday they're going to think you're the smartest person they ever met. But you owe them the truth. You owe them the truth about things. You owe them the truth about morality. You owe them the truth about values. You owe them the truth about politics. Next thing, we've got to stop treating voters as children. Somebody says they want something that's bad for them. Do you give it to them just to be nice? Or do you tell them, regardless of their age, no, you shouldn't have that? Well, it's none of your business. Well, maybe not, but I still don't. And then you back out of it. But you still have to have the ability to tell people what's right and wrong, and that's not authoritative. That's not authoritarian, and it's not trying to deny somebody a good time. It's not trying to interrupt somebody's hedonism, pleasure. It's about all of us with shared values trying to make sure that people live the highest quality lives they can, but that ultimately it's their decision as to what they do. But the point is, don't treat them like, especially voters, as kids. Just if they say they want it, okay, we'll come up with a plan to give it to you. Have any of you seen the movie? I'd never heard of it, but I happened to get it on DVD the other day. Have you ever seen the movie Swing Vote with Kevin Costner? Yeah. Well, now, you know, it's kind of a moronic movie, as most things out of Hollywood are, but this was fascinating in the way I'll tell you a short story. Because of a voter screw up in New Mexico, there is one voter who is going to elect the president. His vote didn't count because his daughter voted for him. I'm not going to give the whole story away, but Mexico's electoral votes, New Mexico's electoral votes determine. And they have a 2-week period before this guy can vote again. So the challenger and the president both relocate to where this guy lives in New Mexico, and they end up, like the Democrat, played by Dennis Hopper, stands for anti-abortion. The Democrat candidate comes out with a commercial for life. The Republican candidate comes because this guy is an idiot and doesn't know what he believes, and every utterance that he makes, these politicians react to it, throwing their principles on the floor just to get his vote. Sadly, this is what some of the conservative intellectuals in our movement want to do, essentially, and that we cannot do. We've got to stand for what we believe and treat people as adults and understand they can learn. It's called optimism. Joe Biden again, ladies and gentlemen. Is watching the CBS. When did you start here? Thursday? You might have seen this. The days run together. It might have been Wednesday, but Biden was on the CBS early show, and he was asked. They did the anchorette. Sorry, I'm trying to change my ways. I've been doing women's summit programs so not to offend women. The anchor, Maggie Rodriguez, went out and got some man on the street questions. And one guy, woman, I think, question for Biden: what is in the stimulus package for small business? Well, Biden was clearly stumped because there isn't anything in the stimulus package for small business. So what Biden said, honest to God, what Biden said was, well, if there's a bridge to your small business, we're going to make sure that bridge stays open so that you can get to your small business and your customers can get. Honest. I kid you not. Now, of course, the media today is just a bunch of hacks, so they're out there as PR agents. They're starting to get a little embarrassed because. So then Maggie Rodriguez says, well, Senator Biden, there's a website that answers all these questions. What is the name of the website? And Biden says, I don't know, and he looks off stage. Does somebody have the website number? I realize those of you watching at home during my first address to the nation, you have never heard liberal Democrats be made fun of in this way. Get used to it. Two other things, and then we'll get out of here contractually overtime. The president's stimulus package, the TARP, the whatever, the budget, relies on one thing for its success. Well, aside from authoritarian government power, it relies on the complacency of the American people. It relies on their belief that they can convince the American people that there's such a crisis that the only government, the only entity that can fix its government, as Obama has said. So they get complacent and they sit around and they wait. But see, this is something liberals will never understand about the United States of America, and it's right under their noses, right in front of their faces. We are a competitive people. We strive, enough of us do, to be the best. We strive to win. We strive to avoid defeat. Enough of us still do. Don't believe otherwise. The liberals have made efforts to shut that aspect of our nature down. Wherever you live, I am certain that you, when you were a child, or your kids today in youth sports, are told not to keep score because the losers, it's just not fair. They'd be humiliated, especially if one girls' basketball team can defeat another one 100-0. Let's fire the coach who put that game together. That's just, it's so unfair. So let's not keep score. Well, here's the dirty little secret. The kids are keeping score. You know they are. They don't want to lose. They know what winning and losing is. They're saying to themselves, well, why go out there and put on the pads and play football or t-ball if the objective here is to not keep score? Why? So they're keeping score, and they get in the car with mom and dad, and they tell mom and dad, yeah, we kicked their butts tonight. Wait a minute, I thought you weren't keeping score. Well, they weren't officially, but they keep score. We are a competitive people. Adults are doing the same thing. It didn't take long for people to get fired up when they figured out that they're going to be paying mortgages for people who should never have been lent money in the first place, for the bogus excuse of maintaining property values in a neighborhood. This is something that, the complacency of the American people is something they're going to rely on, along with their authoritarian efforts to control it. But they will not succeed at this, because we're not quitters, we don't acquiesce, we're not going to give up the American dream and watch idly while it is restructured and transformed.